I promised in the timeline of the pollution video, I said about the Bessie Railways crash documentary. Here it is. So this is going to be the whole story of the Bessie Railways crash. So, on one nice sunny afternoon in March 12th, 2020, at 3 p.m. exactly, the Royal Express of the Class 74 Green 5 was heading towards the station. So it left at like 10 miles an hour. And halfway through, it went 97 miles an hour. It was quite quick as well. It's very fast train. 1 minute. And so on a new station, just on the point track, the pollutioner was leaving the new station at a point. Just stopped there just to check if the track was switched, and he quickly switched it. But then, while the green flag gone at 103 miles an hour, it was going too fast. It saw the diesel. The person couldn't get out of the diesel of the pollutioner. The door was locked. He could not get out ever, and it is about to be terrible. And the whole entire train collision happened. The two trains collided at a very terrible speed, and a massive fireball was seen from far away, but the station was luckily okay. There was only one survivor, Derek McNugg, and the rest of them. But the first person to take impact on the train was James Kowalski. He was the driver. The driver of the second driver of the pollutioner in the first driver the second driver of the pollutioner in 2000. But Derek McNugg was hired in 2008, just 8 years after. Derek McNugg was the only one to survive. There was a disabled person called Charles Mickens. Not Dickens, it's Mickens, who was a famous athlete in Britannia City times. And the cause of it was that the train was going too fast. Both of them collided, but no one had ever time to react. But the only one who had time to react was James Kowalski. But then Derek McNugg died in 2021 due to a loud bang and a heart attack. He will be remembered in all of our days, and it's good that the crash happened, because the whole station could have got destroyed. So there could have been 2 accidents in one day, and that successful day, for the exact day Derek McNugg got a heart attack after that big bang, was the same day of the crash, March 12th, 2021, just a year after. And the time when he exactly how old he was when he was in the crash, he was 73. Then he was 74 in 2021, which he died. But then the green 5 was scrapped, and then now in February 8th, 2022, the pollutioner was scrapped because of the whole train colliding together. That's for the first documentary. So, this is the Bessie Railways crash number 2. This one doesn't actually include a collision. It's a derailment. Just yesterday around 4 a.m. in the morning, the the Class 76 Green 5 was leaving the new station over 11, 15, 16, 18 miles an hour when something odd was. The new driver, Corky McNug, who was the son of Derek McNug, who wasn't great at engineering, but he was okay. He was about 16 years old. But the train, when you accidentally pushed it in the green 5, this is the thing that pushes it to accelerate it, and for the brake. So this is, the accelerator. It's off. This is the brake. He accidentally pulled the accelerator on, and then it went. Brakes were completely off, like emergency brake, like complete off brake, not emergency brake. I got mixed up in my words. But he saw there was a curve approach, a very sharp curve approaching, so he hit emergency brake. But instead of slowing down and like slamming the train, everyone on the board forwards, like that, backwards, and when it's something like that, it instead of braking, it just sped up and sped up. It was 20 miles away from the curve. It was already going at like 198 miles an hour. It was going too fast, and the train derailed, and the curve, with a very sharp curve, was right next to the neighbourhood on Duck Lane Street, which was not good because it's a massive neighbourhood, and it approached the curve, go like 200 miles an hour, like sliding off the tracks onto the road, not even going, but as soon as it derailed, it flung sideways, destroying all houses, destroyed a built-in pool because it made a massive dig mine thingy, wiping out a built-in pool, going back up, and then destroying 1,000 houses. And then there was there was literally 77 people killed in that. And most of them were adults and children. Most of them were 11 years old, but no one ever survived in the crash. But carry on. As the train, before it even hit the ground, it went normal, so it was sliding down the road on its actual wheels, hitting 78 cars. And there was a lorry, oil lorry, or whatever I would say it. It crashed into that, making the biggest fireball, wiping out the whole neighbourhood. This time killing 10,000 people. And then after that, everybody in the neighbourhood was killed. But there was one house that wasn't even wiped out. The house which had the most cats in it. Oh no. The person in there had 1,000 cats. I'm not even kidding. And that's the only house that survived. It was like the one next to the last house destroyed. But no one ever survived that brutal crash. It was horrible. No one ever asked for that. Not even one it was only that one house that only survived, like literally. But there was also one motorcycle killed there, which was James Kavorski, which was the driver of the pollutioner. But yeah, that's the end of the documentary. Now, documentary number 3, the very last one. So, on a Saturday morning, like just yesterday, a boat collecting the Lupus Rail new electrocutioner, because of the Bessie Rail is sending it there. The cargo ship just arrived, just in time. It was scheduled quite early, but it was not a great idea because 1,000 miles away there was an iceberg because it goes through the Atlantic Ocean. Well, the freaking Titanic sank, but then it moved towards closer to the dock of Patryk City, but then it sped up all the way near the southeastern Patryk to where Gordy Rail Dock is. So the boat was leaving with everything and the cars and the train. So the boat was wasn't the same evergreen boat, cargo ship, which blocked the Suez Canal last 2 years ago. So it was good. All of these are not true stories, okay? They're just basically railway things, okay? Yeah, made up railway, okay? Let's continue on the thing. So as it was reaching the iceberg, the captain didn't even notice one thing. He thought it was just a tiny iceberg. So he was like, oh, this thing is so strong. This thing would destroy it. But the boat shakes like that, and he was like, oh yeah, that's not bad. Nothing's strong. And then the thing leans left, and the iceberg sank down. And then in the boat there was a massive hole in it. When it leaned to the left, like making the train fall sideways into the ocean, which then no one was on the train though, which was good. But then the worst part ever was that the train landed first, and then the cars crushed it. But the thing is, the engine was on for some reason. Some stupid, silly sausage made it on as a prank. Then, as soon as the final car hit it, there was a massive water explosion. So the boat flipped upside down, but everyone on the ship survived, and the driver. But the new driver for it, which was technically Jacob Jones, that was the captain. He survived. Oh no, he was a train driver, and everyone else survived. No one ever died in there. But the thing is, the boat started to sink, and it split in half like the Titanic did in 1912. Then a rescue ship called the A40. Oh no, it's a road that is always freaking blocked for some reason. I have no idea why. But then the A14 boat, the rescue ship, managed to actually pull the whole thing out. The whole entire ship out. Because there was just one side was just like tilted like that. It was just stuck to the boat like above a cupola like that, and the train's hanging from the thing. Like it's about to go in a water in a tangle disaster. But they managed to fix it, but the train and the train cars could not be saved because as it hit at 200 miles an hour, which is brutal, was just so messed up because everything got crushed, everything got bent like the Titanic did. But the thing is, it was, I don't know how much more from the Titanic, but it was not a good thing that happened because it was not good because everything got destroyed and the train could not be saved at all. It was not a good thing that happened. And the train is still standing there to this day. It's still standing today. Right now, it's just still standing there. And it's getting picked up by moss and fish life. And yeah, beware the glass actually did break up. But the thing is, when it was falling down, all the glass went on the decking of the cargo ship. which then broke every piece of glass possible. And yeah, it did not end good. And the thing that caused it was because when the engine is on, the electric thing goes up, and if it ever goes down, if the engine doesn't turn off, it either electrocutes someone if something is touching it, but not steel, like as the train was made of. Instead, it would just cause a massive underwater explosion, which is there. But if it's on land, the thing is touched by a car or something, but like a little little minute would just happen, a little silent one. But that one literally made the boat flips, the ship go upside down. It was like, but that wave was only 22 miles long, which was quite far from so close to the dock, but no one died, and yeah, like the person got arrested. The person who turned on the engine, the silly sausage, was called David Brones, which is stupid because yeah, he just ran away and he got caught in the act, but there was no time to even alert the captain. And the boat luckily got rescued and all fixed up, but the train's just there standing, sadly, just standing there, nothing to do, and it ends right here. The video is supposed to be a remembrance thing, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, click the bell, and comment down below for more.